Tapas, pranidhani, svadhyaya, kriya yoga. What is the practice of yoga? Most people would say stretching your legs or back or balancing on your head. But if we look into the Yoga Sutras, it tells us something else. It's not that those things, stretching, balancing, etc., are not yoga, but if we look at the Yoga Sutras, it tells us the practice of yoga is constituted of tapas, pranidhani, and svadhyaya. Tapas meaning accepting pain as help for purification. Pranidhani meaning studying the self or studying spiritual books. And the third one is surrender to the Supreme Being. What a great time to surrender when there is a blizzard outside and it just stops us in our track. I can't go anywhere. Or in the case here, I've got this cold that's just been lingering and lingering and lingering for over a week now. Just doesn't want to let go, but slowly getting better. The Buddha said, in parallel to this question of surrender, or not even a question, the practice of surrender, the Buddha says, there are 5 things to be aware of in life. We should never lose sight of these 5 things. Or to grow old. There's no escaping growing old. And of the nature to have ill health, there's no escaping having ill health. That's a relief, actually, because I've been fighting and fighting and fighting this cold. And it doesn't mean we stop fighting. That's not what surrender is. But there's some degree of relief that comes from recognizing that it's of our nature to get sick. It's of our nature to get old. It's of our nature to die, right? We don't have to fight against those things. And there's a couple others the Buddha mentions, but just this is enough. This is enough to focus on here. Tapas turns us back to accepting this idea of accepting pain as help for spiritual purification. It means we actually, it broadens the idea of surrender. Surrender doesn't just mean to give up. There's something that we can do. Actually, surrendering itself is a kind of doing. And we can be helped by the other two as well, accepting pain and studying the self. Right? All 3 of those things constitute yoga in practice. Let's start. Right? Sitting up tall. Down. Lowering the eyes, softening. See the ways in which I fail to practice yoga again and again and again. I see these ways that I fail to practice yoga. We just keep at it. We stand, we fall down, and we get back up. We fall down and we get back up. That's our practice. Practice, we don't have to look into the past and say, oh, I didn't do this. I wasn't able to do that. We start over right now. This is where we start. We begin right now. We begin again right now in this moment. This is where